like the rhythm of the sun. Well, I was wide awake until the dawn upon her face, and the echoes of our song as it hummed along. So stay with me, you are my missing pieces. Oh, you are my missing pieces. You are my missing pieces. So won't you stay with me?
Good morning, Johnny.
Morning, friend. How are you today?
I'm still waking up, to be honest. I've had 4 hours to do so, but it's a very slow process this morning.
God, 4 hours. I can't even fathom. Like 8 a.m. is good for me.
Good morning, everyone. I see you in the chat. Good morning, Deb and Stuart and Matt and Benby and Karen and Brigitte and Joy and more people. Hold on, let me bring them in. There you are. So happy to be here. We are taking on a song that was recommended early on. Super early on, like after our first reaction, like you have to listen or react to Tale of Jenny and Screech. But then I got lots of warnings, which reminds me. Not just that warning.
For me or for him?
No, not for Ren. Ren has a pass.
Slip yesterday.
Ren has a pass on our channel, but for those of you not familiar with what we're about to watch, I'm told there is swearing. There's also lyrics talking about violence, I believe domestic violence, things like that. So just be warned before we go into this.
Be heavy.
And also we were told that there were some twists in the plot and things like that. We don't know what they are, but we are asking you, the chat, to please not give anything away. That way we can interact with you without knowing what's to come. Mm-hmm. And with Ren, I don't even know what style he's going to be in. I have no idea.
Does anyone know ever? Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
I love it. I love it so much.
We're excited to take this on. And before we do,
if you could hit like and subscribe and ring that bell so you always know what's going on in the Throga world. That's our world.
I think it was Deb that said early on, Happy Ren's Day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's why we know you belong here on the channel. We approve. Also, please be sure to click on the link below in the description. Absolutely. Where you can buy some coffee, help support this page, reactions just like this one, even become a Thronely member, where you can submit short videos, including Ren, which we react to every Sunday. And what else was there? Oh, the Thronely only events. One is coming up next week, actually. And while you're there, you can also check out the shop if you're interested in songwriting lessons with Johnny or singing lessons with myself. Okay.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
My stellar self-indulging pitches continue.
Well, why else do you make your own channel? You know, you gotta.
you know.
Nobody is. They're not gonna listen otherwise. So let's make them listen.
Oh my goodness! All right, I gotta loosen up. Get ready. It's 13.5-minute video. Not like we're gonna watch it and not stop, but here we go.
Yep, here we go.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before she wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she...
Alright. I'm going through the Rolodex in my mind of other artists that we've reacted to that I've known throughout my life. He's probably the most... I want to give him the label thespian. He's the most, like, Renaissance thespian, entertaining, storytelling, in the moment, present entity.
He really is, yeah. I mean...
He's before he even started singing. Before the lyric even came in, it's just like, what note is he going to play next? And then the sounds that he makes, and then it's just being captured live in this alleyway. It's just so raw and real and present that we just don't get enough of today. Like anywhere in the world.
Yeah, no, it's just so visceral. It's just. You just feel like you are there because he just leaves it all in, and it's so in the moment. And I love the little cough that he had, and he looked behind him. It's like it's just
he didn't start over. He didn't. No,
there's nothing contrived, but it's like it's just that perfect. As we've said a million times, that perfect balance of that rawness and realness, but he's also very slick. I mean, there's technical.
Skill
that's like
level
being displayed here for sure, but it's just he is portraying something that is just been sucked out for the past 20 years. It's just
I was
right.
just saying a modern troubadour. There's just he all the technological advances that are present, he just like sweeps off the table. Just
right.
Don't need him.
Yet he's modern.
Yes.
To me, he's
How is
so
that
modern
possible?
and so cutting edge, but there's that old school,
crazy good. All right, so let me back it up a little bit. We're getting an idea of the story, Jenny and a hooded young youth by the name of James. Let's keep going here.
By the name of James, he was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bugging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance at the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Our poor girl Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it. Bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reach with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete.
I have goosebumps head to toe, and that's usually some big emotional rise with a key change and a belting high note, things like this. This is
it's all the storytelling,
yes, and obviously his tone reflecting that, because you can tell a story, but if the tone of your voice doesn't match the lyric, the story, then it's not convincing either. It's not emotional. Just the memorization of what he's going to say in the lyrics alone.
I know.
Is jaw-dropping.
It is crazy. I always say that over and over again. And I love the style that he does. It's especially in this one, it's got the perfect mixture of a lot of metaphor, you know, a lot of poetic sort of, you know, it's
Well,
like more of a poetic approach, but also having very just like in your face lyrics. And I'm thinking of two different phases of John Lennon's career. You know, you have the more sort of psychedelic where he's, you know, painting these pictures, these kaleidoscope, you know, word things.
yeah.
And then later on, his Plastic Ono Band, he was just so plainly simple, and both are so effective, but in such different ways. And I love
Mhm.
that Ren's doing sort of both. He's painting these pictures and being really, you know, just over the top with the metaphor, but then getting really like, you know, it's
Well,
like as cut and dry as you can get.
I think this line reflects exactly what you're saying. So I swear to effing God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks.
Yeah, that's a
That's
mixture of both. It's like
yeah, it's Shakespearean, but like
very visceral.
completely raw and in your face. It's just
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let me back it up a little bit here again.
Yeah.
Statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, go? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy called Screech, reach with the sheep.
love that.
Blade with
Ending
the teeth.
start,
Could bite
same
through
line.
steel and slice concrete. And he swung possessed with the devil in his chest. And the statue she was turned to butter in her breath.
The butter in her breath. I mean,
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere at London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
that's diminished chord.
Okay. So let us know. I'm assuming that is Jenny's story, part one. This is a trilogy. I'm just basing that off of just him going to black there, setting up the characters a little bit. Johnny, can you
Maybe.
comment on just what he's doing musically for a second?
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to bring that up. So I think musically it's pretty simple, chord wise, which I think is great for a song like this because you're not.
Whoops, that's not
I
the right
mean-
button. It's my
Because it's not just musically, it's not
Sorry.
distracting from the story. When it's this dense of a story, you don't want to be too over the top musically. So you know, he's toggling between two chords, A minor and D minor. So
Right.
it's you know, just that, you know, one chord in the minor four chord, you know, and the little melodic moments there. Again, pretty simple. It's just a minor scale.
But what's making it so? I mean, it's just his delivery of it that's make everything so suspenseful, right? I mean, the chords are just simple underneath,
Yeah.
but it still sounds complex to me. In how
It does.
it's
Well,
played.
like he's there's like a cool push and pull to what he's doing. It's a simple melody, but he's like letting it breathe in great places. He's slowing things down.
It's got to be his
So it's not-
velocity too, right? Just his attack on how he's doing it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, there's always sort of a percussive
Sweet.
element to what he's doing, which I just love. Again, it goes sort of that primal way he does things, but it's not like stupid. It's like primal yet refined, you know?
Right. It's not basic the way he plays it. But that's
Right.
why, I didn't realize it was just the chords was just that. I was under it made it feel like there was more happening. I didn't even know that. Okay.
I might go there, yeah. Like,
Yeah, just a couple moments.
but really, it's quite simple. It's just that sort of minor blues motif,
Yeah.
you know?
And sometimes that probably makes for better storytelling too, because you're not getting
Well-
in the way.
That's what I was saying. I think if it was too complex musically, then it would sort of get in the way. And for me, that's always where my brain goes is the music and the melody and the chord structure. So this is allowing me to hear the story more
Mm,
because it's not, it's not overly complex
it's
music.
not pulling you, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Transitioning into Act 2, Screech. Thank you guys for confirming that.
Sort of like the minstrel intro to, That's cool.
Mm.
Wow.
Super basic, right?
Yeah, just when you start to question his skill, yes.
Not that anyone was questioning his skill. That was awesome. Hold on, let me back it up again.
I mean, that's great.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow.
I'll hear that again.
Melted into the black night just like snow.
That's cool.
That's great, yeah.
Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
I mentioned
A
before.
little suspension there, yeah. I love the tense breathing.
Hey, babe, are you in? Nah, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
He is great. He is great.
He's a genius.
Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
who else is doing stuff like this? Nobody.
I don't have any tissues in my studio.
Oh,
Right back.
no. Oh my goodness. Oh, Richard. What are we going to do with him, you guys? So emotional. So, okay, I'm here alone. This never really happened. So how's everybody doing out there? Welcome back.
I hate this stupid show. The whole channel.
Oh my goodness. The creativity that we're seeing is just off the charts. It's just, I mean, it's one thing to write a creative song, but he does so much more than that. And it just the whole presentation is so just uniquely him. There's nobody else that's doing it. That's not to say that there's not other great storytellers and other great creative artists out there, because there's so many, but
Of course, in their own way and
I
everything
just
else.
feel
yeah.
like he's just got just a flavor all of his own, and there's just nothing like it. It's always an experience when we watch it, and it's the gunshot. It's like we've seen gunshots, but I did not expect it to be like that. It's just,
even movies all the time. How is that more effective?
I don't know. And somebody was saying just the timing, his sense of timing as obviously as a musician, but as an actor, as a performer, as a storyteller. It's just, he just knows when to put those breaks in, how long to put those breaks in. He knows when to slow down. He knows
Everything about it.
Well, it's just so going back to what we were saying, it's just, he's in the moment. He is present with what he's doing. And those are the great artists. Those are the ones that because they're so present, they bring you along for the ride, and you become present sympathetically just by watching it. And it's, I mean, just just nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. I'm thinking the same thing. The time, the acting, the connection. I felt like I was sitting in the alley, just like
Well,
amidst
that's
the
the thing.
garbage cans, and he's just like in front of me, and this is happening. I mean, it was just so teleportative. I use that word once with Joe Shen. I'm going to use it again. It's a thing.
Talk about. You just feel like you were inserted on the streets of
Yes!
Wales. I guess, it's just all the sound effects, it just leaves it all in, and it's just, you were there. And just, even the way he dresses, it's just like, I feel like that's where I live, and that's where I grew up. Or
Right.
that's where I want to live, and that's where I want to grow up. It looks just so cool.
Yeah. A couple things. So one, Francesca's, I totally agree with this. His timing gives you the opportunity to digest. I mean, that's someone who reads poetry well, or just reads out loud well, allows for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing several people also recommend that we turn off closed captions for the next part. Just so, that's actually a good idea, because it's in English. We're not always used to that here. Usually we need the subtitles to have an idea. And I find the same thing sometimes if I'm watching a movie, like I'm reading it before it's delivered, and then that throws you off the sense of time. And I think that's what you guys are referring to. So yeah, we'll turn it off. So
yeah, I'm not a closed caption.
Okay. Okay. Let me breathe.
And also just the nature of this story too, telling the different points of view from what happened.
Yeah.
It's like that's really cool too.
Yeah, and then we're going into the third part of the trilogy, and I think I only had very few notes for this. Violet, I think it is the name of this other part, which I didn't catch that the name Violet was included yet. We'll find out who she is here. So
yeah, not to mention his guitar play. Like those counter movement classical motifs he's doing.
I know.
All that stuff. I can't do it.
Crazy good. All right, here we go. Captions are off. Violet. slick. His dynamics.
Just attacks the strings. Just so well
before
thought
he
out.
starts singing. It really is. Go ahead.
Oh no, these intros, I just love how they have nothing really to do. Like, he doesn't revisit them later in the song. They're just sort of their own entity to set up the song. And I love that because
Yes,
it's just
he puts you in like the scene. Yeah, it's part of that transitional thing. Stylistically, what he's doing here, it sounded first like almost 14th, 15th century style music, and then jumped to the 20th century 80s. you know, just some of the hammer-on style specifically, but rooted even in some classical movement, which would have been more 19th century in what he's doing. It's just the way he bridges timelines and his however he's influenced in being self-taught. I just, like you said, it's really well thought out.
and here's the thing. I mean, it's like we've seen like great guitar players, and it's like it's not new, but the fact that he's doing that on top of everything else he's doing, like
I know
the fact
that
he's like probably one of my favorite rappers of all time. I mean, he's got just such a unique flow. One of my favorite voices of all time. One of my favorite songwriters of all time. And all, yeah, he also can rip it on guitar. That's pretty cool, and it's pretty unfair.
All right, so I backed it up again, so I don't want to take away from the flow from him about to sing, but
yes.
Here we go.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Come back to that.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Yazzie.
I think a band would ruin this. I'm just now realizing there's. I know it's obvious. It's just Red, right? It's his guitar and his voice. I know that. It's obvious. We've listened to it for 9 minutes. But I'm just now realizing there's no orchestra. There's no band. I don't miss any of it.
No need. No.
None.
It would just take away. It would just infringe on just the artistic
intimacy and it's just wild. I think so many artists would be borderline codependent on having other layers to make it this engaging.
It's nice to have something to hide behind every once in a while, you know.
Right.
I mean, but also, you miss a lot when you have the more instruments you add, more things kind of blend together, which obviously is a nice thing,
Yeah.
that can create a different thing. But when you have just an artistic dynamo like this, it's just like you don't want anything encroaching on anything ever at any moment.
He's at risk of encroaching on himself.
That's right. It's like, back off, Ren. Back off from yourself.
Can we let me back it up. We'll hear that sequence again. This is just the way he's looking around the room again, just creating a whole nother cinematic feel.
Again, the creativity on so many different levels. I would just love to swim in his brain for a bit and just.
I don't think I can take it. I don't think I can take it.
Yeah.
Can you? I backed up a little bit. I'm curious what his choice was here musically. If you can help me understand this.
Well,
Well, yeah. We heard this part.
the problem is, I feel like maybe he's okay. It is in C sharp.
Okay.
I thought it was out of tune.
Well, he plays so hard. I mean, I can't imagine how often he has to tune that guitar.
Yeah,
just
it
to
seemed like it was in
stay.
like the middle of keys. But
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. That is so magical. Why?
Because
Yes.
it's the chromat, because it's so he's doing a chromatic. Oh my god. So basically, what's happening? He's weaving in and out of chord tones and passing tones, which when you do a chromatic scale, which is just basically half steps. Okay, and he's playing it
Right.
over an E chord, which in a basic triad chord, it's 3 notes. Okay, you got your first, your third, and your fifth. So there's notes in between that. So obviously you got your chord tones.
That are outside of. Yeah.
The chord tones are within the chord, and then the passing tones are outside of the chord and outside of the scale as well. So usually,
Exactly.
So that B flat has no business being in there, but it sounds cool.
But somehow it does.
Also the G of the chromatic scale. So out of context, when you just play those, sounds horrible. But when you play it in a passing manner.
And that speaks to his skill, because when you're hearing the notes of that chord, and then to move in between that accurately shows the musicality, the trust he has with his pitch. Because that's not easy to do.
Yeah, you have to be on with your pitch for sure.
Yeah.
To make that work.
All right, so I'm just gonna play it from here, and we'll keep going, because I want to keep the story flow going too. This is there's you can go over this 50 times and discover something new.
Well, I mean, just lyrically, I mean, I know there's so much that I'm missing because it's such a dense story.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, as a songwriter,
Bye,
that's
Francesca.
what you want. You want enough, simplicity that they can follow along a little bit, so they get what you're talking about, but enough depth that it just makes you want to go back over and over and over again, because there's always going to be something that you pick up every time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's keep going.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beeps and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Even that section, I mean, that's a musical transportation, it's just. Great timing.
It's like he just changed his whole body language. Like he just turned into a different character.
Violet was a silent
narrator.
girl, grew up with
Yeah.
violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance.
Okay. Just because we haven't commented on it yet, we have in previous videos the cinematography.
Mm-hmm. Just thinking the same thing.
The one take, the planning of being in one space with a certain reverb and visual, fluorescent lights and everything like that, and then into the hallway, and then as the lyrics kind of like, it's almost like it's like, I don't know, overcasting what's to come. There's a foreshadowing take place, and just the movement, the timing. I don't know how many times. Do you guys know how often they have to rehearse this or plan? I mean, they have to have a plan. They can't just be stumbling, or they'd be tripping over each other.
Yeah, there's got to be some plan.
But there's an illusion as if it's completely.
And that's the art of it
improv.
too. That's the art of it too. You don't want to be over rehearsed, so it like takes out the rawness and the realness of it too. But yeah, they have to. I would imagine that they have to at least have a loose sketch of what's happening.
At least.
Yeah.
Samuel is the one who did that. Thank you, Deb. I remember his name from previous videos too. Yeah, it's just they're. I think on some level they must be just planned, but also there's a sense of mind reading taking place. I mean, the cameraman Samuel has to be very present in the moment as well to capture and to read Ren's body language and to play off of each other, and then Ren to lead in some places, look directly, like just all of that. It's just this dance that's just crazy.
These films are like short works of art. Film.
Yeah, there are marks on the floor where he stopped things, which makes total sense. And
Right.
Oh, I think I saw that. There's some tape on the floor, or whatever. Yeah, they have to do that, or they would be falling on top of each other.
It's just a little shake of the camera too. It just adds to the whole thing.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
keep
good.
Going.
I love it. He's great. He is.
Violet,
Great.
why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence.
This is great.
Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet. London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins are lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Oh,
Oh man.
oh.
Lady down in Paddington is
Oh my
fighting
God.
just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins are lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Freaking genius. He's a damn genius. That's just I used to be a screenwriter. Like
The moment said twins, I just had just like this
right.
bubbling, like just the goosebumps started to like come up. Like no,
Oh my
It's like,
gosh.
oh my god.
And what do you say? That is just, I mean, whole thing is a gut punch. The whole thing is just, it just slaps you in the face, and it's so somebody, it's like just got, it's simultaneously like horrific and beautiful at the same time, and it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie or something. It's just, it's like how is this, you know? Just, I don't know. There's something about delving into the dark aspects of the psyche and doing it in a poetic way can have a beauty to it somehow.
Well, because I think it holds up a mirror, right?
Yeah.
To just life, you know, just humanity, and,
Yeah.
and you know, and it's the extremes of it.
Mhm.
And as much as we don't like, I don't watch horror flicks. I don't like, you know, I watch action films. Obviously, there's violence and things like that. But like what he's talking about here is like that's not the kind of thing I go to or am attracted to watch. And because I don't like seeing that in the mirror, not within myself as being a violent person, because I'm not in any way, but it's the idea that that's a reflection of humans, you know, a percentage of, or the shadow self, and you know, you get into all of the different psychological aspects, and he's never afraid to pull at those threads, those little things, those little dark aspects that he's seen and gone through and witnessed or whatever. Just he never shies away from it. He explores it, but presents it in a way that is incredibly beautiful on a artistic front. That's the genius of it.
Yeah, and just, I mean, just the writing too. Just the phrasing that he uses, kind of, in the rap parts for sure, where you
Right.
have a little bit more leeway where you can kind of change that up. I just love what he does.
Yes.
It's so unexpected, but it flows so well. The words that he uses are not just filler words. Everything has its place. And again, it can go from really, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just poetic, but it's very, I don't know, just lack of a better word, more of a poetic approach where you're just using a lot of colorful imagery, and then just cuts to the bone, where it's just as plain as can be. And to mix those two things so seamlessly, I just think is genius lyrical writing.
There is,
And also from a musical standpoint too, not like just the phrasing and the rhythmic and the way that the phrasing lands. It's just so smart. It's so smart, but it's so relatable.
yeah. There's things like this, like Amanda. Thank you for all the comments. So I was scanning through comments. I didn't want to read anything that was to give away, and you guys did give away the ending. Because I didn't know until the second to last line. I'm like, no.
I know.
But Amanda says, so Ren wore red in Jenny's tail and blue in Screech's tail, both parts, together being violet. So there's like all these cool little gems. I mean, you have to go back. And I'm going to go back and rewatch this because I just can't imagine now that you know the ending. It's like a great.
Well, there's so many
film.
layers. Yeah.
You have to go back and be like, okay, what?
Well, yeah,
it's awesome. And yeah, you have to. And as Chris pointed out, yes, we had to compare it to a movie. That's what we just watched. It's that level of planning and thinking out. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great, and it's just he's just phenomenal. It's like there's a timeless quality to him as well. There's certainly throwback elements, even going back to the Renaissance period, like that minstrel section. There's
Yes,
the way he does that. I mean, there's the ska elements, there's the rapping, but he's also pushing things forward too. And the way that he's presenting it, I think is, I've said this before, I think that's the future. That's how you do it. That's, without reinventing the whole musical wheel, which it's like you kind of can't at this point. All you can do, the best you can do is take what's been there and do something totally new and fresh with it. And that's what he's doing, the way he's taking familiar elements and somehow making them fresh and then presenting them in such a just forward-moving way.
Genius.
He's the
Genius.
future. I'm such a fan.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us today. Please let us know in the comments what to do next. We know there's so much more to explore. You guys are mentioning he's got another trilogy. I don't know anything about that yet, so in the comments, because that's where we look, and whatever gets the most asked for, other songs from Big Push as well, include them here, and we'll be back for more. It's just can't get enough of this guy.
God, man, he's awesome. Woo. He's so
awesome. Well, we hope you have an amazing day. Thank you again for joining us. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
See ya.